Suicide is the second leading cause of death for youth ages 15 to 24. My message to them is this. Place your hand over your heart. Can you feel it? That is called purpose. You're alive for a reason. Don't ever give up. My journey since mental illness hit me when I was a teenager has been long and very difficult. I wanted to give up many times and came very close to resorting to suicide. My brother and sister gave up and died instead of getting help because they were too afraid of mental illness stigma. After all, they believed that people would think they were crazy if they went to see a psychiatrist. So they died instead. Why is it important for young people to hear me speak? First, I've been where they are, and many of them are like I was, suffering from depression with no one to talk to about their feelings. Second, I want to reinforce that suicide is not the answer. I know because I attempted it on more than one occasion. Third, don't let fear of mental illness stigma stand in the way of reaching out for professional help. I want to tell them, you keep a lot to yourself, because it's difficult to find people who understand. Whether your illness affects your heart, your leg, or your brain, mental illness is still an illness that can be treated. I want them to know academic performance improves when depression is treated. Finally, I want to tell them their success in a career and marriage will be affected by untreated mental illness, just as it did me. Our high school and college students are not simply moved to action by data dumps, dense PowerPoint slides, or spreadsheets packed with figures. Young people and adults are moved by emotion. The best way to emotionally connect other people to your agenda begins with Once Upon a Time. Once upon a time, I was a 9th grader when I felt the first invisible pain of depression and no one to talk to about it. I know I cannot reach all young people between 15 and 24, but my dream is to help save a few lives and start a dialogue by speaking as one who has a mental illness. I also speak from the perspective of one whose brother and sister took their lives. My goal is to get our youth to think and talk. A dialogue is very important. It is a form of communication in which questions and answers continue until a question is left without an answer. The answer, my friend, is that mental illness is nothing to be ashamed of, and it can be successfully treated. Theologian and physician Dr. Albert Schweitzer wrote, "At times our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Thank you for lighting the flame for our youth." I speak despite a physical disability. I have multiple sclerosis. It has slowed me, but did not silence me in my struggle against mental illness stigma. Please join me and give what you can to this campaign. I need $5,000 to get started.